obviously, defense looked phenomenal. I know last week a lot of people talked about the defense looking great against Detroit without Chris Jones, only allowing them to score 14 points. Detroit scored 31 today against Seattle. Defense scored 14 points today or last week against us. But then Chris Jones comes in, obviously does his thing, shows why he's worth all the money that he wants. And I think if he plays like this all throughout the season, I think he's making a big case to stick around in Kansas City for as long as he wants to, or however long he wants to stick around. But so yeah, let's begin with the good from this game. Obviously, we can point out a lot of bad. Obviously, the show's chief concerns. We can talk about a lot of concerns. But the big thing is defense. And it looks like I know last week we talked about who's probably more impactful to the team, Chris Jones or Travis Kelce. Everyone said, well, obviously Travis Kelce is because the offense looked awful this week and the defense looked great without Chris Jones. Well, this week Kelce was back. Offense looked like it still needs some fine tuning. Chris Jones comes in and adds to what the defense already looked like last week. They only allowed 14 points last week. Chris Jones comes in. They wreaked havoc. And my takeaway is, and this is the takeaway we always have every year with the Chiefs, is as long as the defense can look good, this team's going to the AFC Championship game regardless. But right now, it looks like the defense is the real deal of this team, and the offense is just kind of fluttering. But if the offense, and it will find its sweet spot and get clicked, I think they'll be pretty good this year because the defense looks like it's the best it's ever been in the Patrick Mahomes era. What are your thoughts on the defense? What are your thoughts on the way Chris Jones looked and the way the kind of defense is playing through first two games of the season?
Yeah, it's almost like it's flip-flop now. Now it's like if the offense just doesn't turn the ball over, it almost sounds like the old Alex Smith days. Let the defense play really good. They're the strength of our team. And then let just the offense not turn the ball over, have a competent, a running clock, and then we'll win the game if we game manage, right? But now we have Mahomes in doing that, which is even better. The defense was outstanding. I'd say Chris Jones was definitely missed. They didn't play bad last week by any means. They didn't play bad. So we've only allowed 2 touchdowns all season, 2 games, right?
Yeah.
So they have not been playing bad at all. That's 10 pass defended, and I think 7 sacks in 2 games.
Yep.
I mean, our line looked great. We're still missing Omenihu. Our linebackers were all over the field. Tranquil was a beast. Bolton was a beast. Snead looked like he needed that one preseason game, which was week 1, and now he's back to where he was. He looked awesome. The defense looked outstanding against a really good offense, by the way. So this isn't just an up-and-coming team. Jacksonville technically is ahead of where Detroit was when we, coming into the year. They were already a playoff team ascending to be possibly higher than Detroit. Detroit's trying to make it in and make a name for themselves. So to stop Jacksonville and look that way was incredible. I mean, if you compare Lawrence's game 1 stats to game 2, it's night and day, right? He went from 75 completion percentage to 53 against us. 2 touchdowns to 0. He had a pick last week. He didn't have a pick against us. A rating of almost 69. He was sacked double the amount of times, and I think that's where it comes from, the pressure, man. You can get pressure on any quarterback, you make him look human.
Yeah. Yeah, and not to mention the defense has looked this good against 2 high-caliber offenses. I mean, people forget Detroit, that's a top 5 scoring last year, top 5 in yards last year, and then Jacksonville, towards the end of the second half of the season, they're one of the best offenses in the league. And then we come out and, they don't score a touchdown against us. But then Zay Jones had 2 chances at it, just couldn't get the second foot down. But then you talk about – what's that?
And Ridley at the end.
And really, yeah, that was a rough one. But then you look at what we're playing Chicago next week. I mean, a lot of people thought we were going to go. There were some experts out there who thought we were going to go 0-2. Once we lost Detroit, like, oh yeah, they're not beating Jacksonville. But anyway, you got Chicago next week, so that should be a get right game for the offense. I think defense should come out based on the way Justin Fields and Chicago's looking right now. That we might break the all-time sack record in that game based on the way things are going. But yeah, couldn't agree more. L'Jarius Sneed looked like back to old L'Jarius Sneed, which was it was night and day compared to the way he played last week against Detroit. So obviously that was the defense looking phenomenal. I don't know if there's any other guys you want to talk about. Karlaftis looking like a beast so far through the first 2 games.
You did great. That bend on that rush was awesome. Jones looked like he came to camp. I mean, the defense looked really, really good. They looked really on it.
Yeah, Spags is. while the offense, we're going to talk about the coaching offensively, but like Spags has his guys going. He has his guys humming right now. And like,
He does.
but we're 1-1 because of Spags, almost 2-0 because of Spags so far.
They're young, they're locked in, they're confident, and they're coached really well. And then they're just executing exactly how he wants them to. And he's calling good games.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. He's really making use of everybody. Mike Dana, Karlaftis, even King Felix, the rookie. A lot of people thought he was going to be impactful. So far, he's making a big impact with this defense. I will say that the Brian Cook takedown, I hope he's well. But that, I don't know how they didn't call it offensive pass interference on that. I mean, Zay Jones jumped on his back and drove him into the ground. I don't know how they didn't call anything on that.
Hey, Zay Jones made a good play on the ball. I'll give him that.
Did he? I mean,
the attempt, he rode his back. I wish Watson would have tried to attack the ball the way he attacked the ball on that long pass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Justin Watson shouldn't be our leading receiver, and he shouldn't be getting as many targets as he is. But
hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.